Alright, here's our quick review for those of you who are just interested in the button clicking, ready to rock and roll, but just need a quick refresh on what buttons to click where. So all we're going to do is we're just going to quickly run through the back testing and the button clicking for the Russell trade. So what we're going to do is first enter in by going to Analyze, Think Back, it's where we are currently. Enter in the index we want to back test. Type in the rut. That'll bring up our options chain, our P&L graph. Again, we're not going to be talking about using back trades. First thing we need to do is move back to the day we want to back test. To do that, open up the calendar. Move back to whichever date you choose. We'll choose the first of the year. Notice that we need to move forward a couple of days to hit the 45-day marker. To do that, just use the up or down arrows to make that match 45 days. Open up the 45-day options, which would be February. Change it from single to vertical. Now we've got two columns in here, theoretical price and mark. We just want to look at the mark, so we open up layout, click on customize, click on theoretical price, click on remove item to get rid of it, click OK. Now we're looking at just the mark column. We're looking for a 50-cent credit on the put side, so we scroll down until we see 50 cents right there. We could click on the mark in the mark column just to highlight it. If we click on bid or ask, it will add it into our back trades, which we don't want to have showing in the back trades, so we'll go ahead and delete those. On the call side, scroll down on the call side until we see a credit in the mark column of about 50 cents or less. 45, again, click in the mark column. That will highlight the trade without adding anything into back trades. What we're going to do now is scroll up our P&L graph, hide our back trades there. What we want to do in order to look at the chart as it was on January 5th, so we look in our chart, we find the date that matches January 5th. Click and hold and scroll back, doesn't matter, about 6 months. The amount of time is really up to you. First thing we do is add in the lines showing where our short options are. So here on the call side, we're trading the 620, 630, so we need a line about 620. To do that, come down to the bottom left-hand corner, open up your tools, click on price level. Once you've clicked on price level, highlight January 5th area there. We can fix this in a moment. Go to about the 620 level. Click once, click again to add the line in there. To change its properties, right click, click on edit properties. Change it from right ray yes to say no. Make sure it equals the price level that you want, 620. Highlight the date you want it to start at, which is the 5th of January. The date we want this line to end will be the expiration of February, day before expiration Thursday, expiration Friday, being we're trading the rut. Click on February 19th. You can change the width to make it a little thicker, and click OK. You need to add in the second line. Scroll back to our put options. We're looking at the 350, 360. Down here, highlight 360, make a little line. You can kind of see it in the corner there. Right click on it. Click on Edit Properties. What we're going to do is change right ray from yes to no. Say that 5 times fast. Change 360 and make sure it reads exactly as we want. Change the date. It matches there. First day we want to start, January 5th. The date we want this line to end, we're going to change that to expiration in February. It's the month of options we're trading. Change the width of the line to change the thickness, and then click OK. To move forward in time to check our trade, we simply click the right-hand arrow in the slider bar in the bottom right corner. That'll move forward in time. You can check the day by just highlighting the bar you want to see the date at. You'll see the date listed in the bottom here. So here we see it's 1:15. To change the date forward on our options chain, you can either use the arrows, or you can open up the calendar and choose the 15th. Then you can go through, check your options data, check your trade on the chart. Again, you want to move forward one day at a time on each when you first start. Eventually, you'll get the hang of it and know when you can start moving forward several days at a time. We'll move forward in time here until we hit the expiration of February. And, oops, I'm sorry, not expiration of February, February 1st, first trading day in February, which you'll see down here in very light blue, almost unable to see it. You'll see 2209. That's the date of the last bar you can see on the screen. So now to reach the first day in February, it's time to add in our February options. To do that, make sure that your options chain matches the date. Close down our Februaries, open up our Marches. Same as before, looking for 50 cent or less credit on the put side. Click on the mark column to highlight it. There we go, 300, 310. Now we can't add a line in here on this one because it's a little bit too low. So we could change that. Real quick, if you wanted to squeeze that in, right click on the screen, click on Style, click on Settings. Down here in the very bottom, you'll see Expansion. Expansion up %, expansion down %, right bars. You can leave right bars alone during this, but up and down will squeeze the chart so you can see a little bit higher or lower. So we'll go down, example 20%, and we'll go up 20%. Click Apply and watch what happens to our chart over here when I click Apply. Squeezes it in there. Click OK. That way we can put in our short strikes, and you can play with the amount at your leisure. So to add in our short option, which would be the 310, we find about the 310 range. Click, click. It'll draw that line on the chart. Just a little line. Right click on it. Edit Properties. Being this is our second line on the chart, we want to edit it. So right ray, click from yes to no. Make sure the value equals the value of the strike. Make sure the date matches up. Well, this is going to be February 2nd. It's our start date of this line. The end date will be March expiration. Thicken up the width, easier to see. Also, since we're now having more than one color line or more than one line on the chart, let's change the color. Change it to blue, whatever Martha Stewart color you like. Click OK. You notice our chart has kind of changed itself up a little bit here, and that was because I accidentally clicked on a trade inside back trades. So we'll close that down. Real simple to fix though. Highlight the last day we're looking at. 2-2. Scroll back about 6 months. There we go. Same date, same days we're looking at before. So now we need to find our call trade. Scroll down on the call side. Under the mark columns, you see a trade for 50 cents or less. There we go. 560, 570. The level is a level that we want to use. So we'll find here 560 on the chart roughly. Click twice to turn that price level line on. Right click on it. Click on Edit Properties. Once you've got the Properties windows open, right ray change to no. Change your value to match your strike price. Change the date to match the date that we're looking at in Backtest. So this trade would start on 2-2. End date, which would, since we're using March options, would be March expiration. Move forward to March expiration. Thicken up the width and change the color to match the March expiration color. Click OK. Then you can move forward in time, and what you'll see is when we hit the expiration of the February options, the line ends. We can see that was a winning trade, and you can move forward in time to see how the performance of your March trade would have panned out. So again, we encourage you to take the time, either a couple hours a day or a long weekend, go backtest the last 5 or 6 years worth of data. This is one of the most powerful tools you can add into your arsenal as far as understanding the button clicking, understanding the performance of the trade, and getting comfortable with where you might be able to make those adjustments and squeeze that extra percentage points out of the market when trading. And again, that adjustments is stuff that we go through in detail with all of our mentorship students. If that's something you're interested in, I would highly recommend getting in touch with a mentor and setting up a date to sit down and go through all that with them. Thanks for watching our video on the Think Back feature inside of Thinkorswim, where you can go back and get all the backtesting data for the last 5-6 years performance of the credit spreads. Feel free to review this as many times as you like, and we'll catch you at the next cash flow workshop.